What would you do if loving someone meant losing everything you'd worked for? This is the story of Sarah Mitchell, a single mother who made one dangerous choice that shattered her entire world. Sarah's alarm screamed at 5:30 every morning, same routine for 3 years. Wake up, make breakfast for Emma, her 6-year-old daughter, rush to Morrison Industries where she worked as executive assistant to CEO James Morrison. The job kept their small apartment and food on the table. It wasn't glamorous, but it was stable, and stability was everything. James Morrison was different. He remembered birthdays, asked about Emma's recitals, stayed late helping Sarah with projects. When he sat beside her explaining reports with warmth and patience, Sarah felt something she hadn't felt in years. She told herself it was just respect for a good boss, but her racing heartbeat told a different story. Everything changed one rainy October evening. They were alone working on a merger proposal. James looked at her and said, "I can't stop thinking about you." Sarah should have walked away, remembered the wedding ring on his finger, the career she'd built from nothing. Instead, she whispered, "Neither can I." For 3 months, they existed in a beautiful, terrible secret. Stolen moments after hours, deleted text messages, carefully scheduled business dinners. Then came the note on her desk in elegant cursive. "I know what you're doing with my husband. You have no idea what's coming." The persecution started small. Files disappeared. Passwords stopped working. Reports were corrupted. Colleagues avoided eye contact. Victoria Morrison was destroying Sarah's reputation piece by piece, and she was just getting started. What would you do if the person you loved was married to someone willing to destroy you? Would you fight or run? Drop your thoughts below and subscribe because this story is about to get darker. Victoria wasn't satisfied breaking them apart. She wanted blood. Sarah's assignments were reassigned. Her stellar performance reviews suddenly contained fabricated complaints. She was excluded from meetings. Her access badges mysteriously deactivated. Victoria was using her influence to systematically dismantle Sarah's career. Then came the accusations. Anonymous emails to HR claimed Sarah falsified expense reports, stole supplies, harassed employees. Non-walls, true, but lies repeated often enough caused damage. HR opened an investigation. Colleagues testified against her, some believing the rumors, others too afraid of Victoria to tell the truth. James promised to fix it, swore he'd protect her, tell Victoria the affair was over. But his promises were empty. Trapped between his wife's fury and his feelings for Sarah, he chose preservation over passion. He chose his marriage, his reputation, his comfortable life. He chose everything except Sarah. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. Security waited at Sarah's desk. She was terminated effective immediately. As they escorted her past co-workers who wouldn't look at her, past James's closed door where he hid like a coward, Sarah realized she'd lost everything. Her job, reputation, financial security, all for a man too weak to stand beside her. Can you imagine losing everything for loving the wrong person? Stay tuned because Sarah's about to make a choice that changes everything. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. But Victoria didn't know who Sarah Mitchell really was. She'd raised a daughter alone, built a career from nothing, survived abandonment and poverty. She'd been knocked down before, and she always got back up. 2 weeks later, Sarah received a letter from Morrison Industries' competitor, Quantum Corp. They'd heard about her termination and the false accusations. They offered her director of operations, triple her old salary. They wanted her expertise, and they didn't care about office gossip. Sarah accepted. But she didn't just take the job. 3 years as James's assistant meant she knew everything about Morrison Industries, every weakness, every shady deal. She'd signed non-disclosure agreements protecting company secrets, not personal vendettas. And Sarah knew things that would interest Quantum Corp very much. The day Sarah walked into Quantum Corp, Victoria's trap collapsed. Sarah documented every email Victoria sent to HR with false accusations, every conversation where Victoria pressured employees to lie, every abuse of power, harassment, defamation, wrongful termination, legal landmines. James called the night lawsuits were filed, his voice desperate, broken, begging her to stop. Sarah listened in silence, remembering the security escort, colleagues who turned away, the terror of not knowing how to feed her daughter. Then she spoke her last words to James Morrison. "You should have protected me when it mattered. Now I'm protecting myself." The trial lasted 6 months. Victoria fought with expensive lawyers, but the evidence was overwhelming. The jury found her guilty. Morrison Industries settled the wrongful termination suit for an amount securing Emma's college education and more. James divorced Victoria 3 months later, but by then Sarah didn't care. Remember the opening question? What would you do if loving someone meant losing everything? Sarah learned that losing everything isn't the end. It's just the middle. The end is what you build from the ashes. Sarah Mitchell is now vice president at Quantum Corp. Emma's in private school, thriving in ways once thought impossible. On Sarah's office wall hangs that cream-colored note Victoria wrote, framed as a reminder, "Threats from threatened people are just proof. You read more powerful than they want to believe." The truth about forbidden love is that it reveals who people really are when everything's at stake. James was a coward. Victoria was cruel. But Sarah, she was unstoppable. Thanks for watching until the end. If you found Sarah's journey compelling, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, was Sarah's revenge justified or did she go too far? Subscribe for more stories about love, betrayal, and the strength to rebuild when everything falls apart. See you next time.